When you're flying from Manchester Airport, you'd think that the best place to stay is one of the hotels at the airport, right? Well, maybe not. This is the Premier Inn, Manchester Airport, Hill Green. It's in the south of Manchester, not far from the airport. It's not inside the airport grounds, but thanks to the railway station that's almost next door, it might actually be more convenient than the two Premier Inns on Runga Lane. In this video, I'll show you what it's like to stay here, how long it really takes to get to the airport, and whether it's a better choice than the cluster of hotels on Runga Lane. Let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look around the room. Okay, so in this front area, we have a mirror here with lighting and a hairdryer. There is a shelf down here where you can pop your bags. There's a storage for some extra pillows there. There's a clothes hanging area here with those hotel style hangers. In addition to that, over here there are a couple of hooks on the wall, so you can hang coats and things up there as well. You also have another shelf here where you can put some bags, and tea and coffee making facilities with a kettle. And I'll have a look inside that kettle. That's pretty clean in there. We've got a bottle opener stuck to the wall there, a couple of cups, and a little box with the tea bags and coffee. Got two PG Tips tea bags, some Nescafe instant coffee, some milk, as well as some sachets of sugar. Okay, so there's a nice big bed and a bedside table on either side of the bed. So you've got a bedside table here and another one mounted to the wall on this side of the bed, as well as bedside lights. Now, there's only a power point just down here. We don't have anywhere to plug any devices in on the other side of the bed, so you can only have a phone charging on one side of the bed. But on this side of the room, there's a really good sized work desk with a reasonable, the chair's not super comfortable, but it's fine for a couple of hours work at the desk. And you've got 4 power points here, so even though you can only charge one device on next to the bed, you can have 4 things plugged in on this side. So you have your computer plugged in while you're working, but you can also charge a couple of other devices while you're working on your computer. And you've got a TV up there, and there's a heater and a fan. No air conditioning, just a heater and a fan. On this side of the room, there is a little chair that you can sit in if you just want to read or relax and don't want to sit at the desk or lie on the bed. Now, this chair is not as comfortable as it looks. It really, really is not as comfortable as it looks. Normally when you have this style chair in a hotel, it's really comfortable to sit in, not this one. Okay, and before it gets dark, I'll show you outside the window. See what the view's like out there. Basically a view of the back of the car park. And you can see a few trees there as well. Not the greatest view. And you can also see it's not the greatest weather. It's supposed to be lovely tomorrow, so I'll take you around, show you around the neighbourhood tomorrow morning rather than today. Let's take a look in the bathroom. The bathroom does look a bit dated. It's got this sort of cork-like floor, like you might find in your grandparents' home. The shower, and this is a really, really negative point, the shower, you've got to climb into a bathtub to take a shower, and then when you're taking a shower in the bathtub, you don't even have a proper glass or perspex barrier. You just have the shower curtain. So you'll be having your shower, and then you'll lean back, and this is just going to stick to your body, and that's never a good thing. And then you got the shower head up here, fairly standard shower head, and that comes with one bottle, which is almost empty bottle of all-in-one hair and body wash. So that's certainly not ideal either. Ideally, you'd want to have separate shampoo, conditioner and shower gel. An all-in-one wash is never going to make your hair feel the same as proper shampoo and conditioner. And we also have a sink and a toilet. And in here they've given us a bottle, again, it's almost empty, an almost empty bottle of hand wash. Not just ordinary hand wash though, it's Bayliss and Harding luxury hand wash. I don't know what makes it luxury. What's the bed like? Now, sitting on it, it actually feels pretty good. Premier Inn makes a bit of a deal about their beds. They even try to sell their mattresses to their guests. For instance, in the room you'll find one of these, trying to sell their guests one of their mattresses. So I'm assuming they've got pretty good beds. And so far it feels pretty good. Now, just have a lie down on this. So far it's actually a really comfy bed. Now, yep, I think I'll get a great night's sleep on this. It feels like a really comfortable mattress. I'm pretty happy with it. I'd be happy with this mattress at home. Guests staying at the Premier Inn get free Wi-Fi. When you go to find the Wi-Fi network on your phone, it gives you two options, the Premier Inn free Wi-Fi or the Premier Inn Ultimate Wi-Fi. We're just going to try the free Wi-Fi because that's what most people are going to be using, and I don't see the point of paying for the Ultimate Wi-Fi just so I can show you that it's faster. Of course it's going to be faster. We want to know how fast the slow Wi-Fi is because that's what most people are going to be using. Wow, that internet is really slow. Probably okay for emails, maybe for using something like Google Docs, but you certainly wouldn't want to try doing Teams or a FaceTime call over that. There are two breakfast options here. There's the cooked breakfast and the cheaper continental breakfast. I paid £10.99 for a cooked breakfast. This gives you access to the continental breakfast buffet plus a full English breakfast cooked to order. In many ways, this is better than a regular hot breakfast buffet, as you have your eggs cooked your way. It also means your eggs are fresher, as they haven't been sitting around in a bain-marie. If this hotel was a biscuit, what biscuit would it be? If this hotel were a biscuit, it would be a digestive. Premier Inn has a reputation for consistency and reliability. Just like a digestive. You know exactly what you're getting wherever you are. Okay, so what's the neighbourhood like around the hotel? Let's take a walk around the local neighbourhood and see what there is within a 10-minute walk. First up, virtually next door is Hill Green Railway Station. This is what makes the location surprisingly convenient. Trains run around every 20 to 30 minutes in both directions. You can get to Manchester Airport in around 4 minutes, or you can head into Manchester Piccadilly in 20 to 25 minutes. It's pretty handy having the station virtually on your doorstep. Hill Green isn't exactly buzzing with nightlife, but there's a small row of shops near the station. There's a Tesco Express, a pharmacy, and a few food options like a Chinese, an Indian, and a chippy. It's basic, but if you just want to grab something and head back to your room, it does the job. You'll find the Flying Horse pub around a 6-minute walk from the hotel. It's not an historic gem, but it's one of the few places nearby where you can sit down, get a pint and a reasonably priced pub meal before or after a flight. Beyond that, you're looking mostly at residential streets. There's nothing touristy around here and no real attractions within walking distance. But what this place lacks in sightseeing and local character, it makes up for in transport. The Holiday Inn Express and the two Premier Inns on Runga Lane are closer to the terminals, but oddly they're much harder to reach. At the Runga Lane hotels, you don't get a railway station. The nearest bus stop is about a 10-minute walk away, and if you're walking to the terminals, it's about 45 minutes on foot. The taxis are an option, but most drivers aren't thrilled about a 6 to 7 minute fare. And here's the other thing, Hill Green is often a lot cheaper than the hotels right next to the terminal buildings. You're only one stop from the airport by train, and you might save a big chunk of money by staying here instead. So no, Hill Green isn't packed with character. But if your priority is getting to and from the airport easily without paying a premium, this location makes a lot more sense than you might think. So, let's talk about what I paid. I stayed here on a Saturday night, which is usually the most expensive night of the week to stay in a hotel. I paid £111, but that does include breakfast. If I stayed on a Sunday night and skipped breakfast, it would have cost me only 50 quid, which is a big difference. Overall, I think this is a solid option if you're flying in or out of Manchester Airport and want something more affordable than the hotels right next to the terminal buildings. It's not the most exciting location, but it is well connected. The railway station's a 2-minute walk away, and trains to the airport take just 5 minutes. The room was clean and comfortable, but it's an older Premier Inn, and it did feel dated. The bed was great, which is exactly what you want before or after a flight. As for the location, other than the connectivity to the airport, it was nice having a few local shops nearby, but no one stays in this hotel just to visit the local area. For a convenient, comfortable stay near Manchester Airport, without paying airport hotel prices, this hotel makes a lot of sense.